Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video, and this is another paid request for Steven. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, tier lists, rankings, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And this is for, like I said, Steven, who has sent in a paid request for the Marine 2 and the Marine 3 Homefront from 2013. Like I said in my review for that one, but for people who didn't see it, number one, I did not like the first Marine film with John Cena, who I do not like. Number two, I can't believe there's 6 of these fucking films. And number three, no, I did not get requested the Marine 4 or 5 or 6. Maybe one day I will, and if I do, I'll acknowledge it then, more and more so. Until then, look at the Marine 3. Now, the Marine 2 was terrible. Ted DiBiase Jr. cannot act for shit. I have seen mannequins act better than him. I have seen people with Botox in their forehead, their lips, their nose, their ass who have acted better than him with more facial expressions. And you try to ask a Botox person to have an expression, good luck. You'd be better getting 4 knocks. But the Marine 3 Homefront, this time it stars the MIZ. I didn't give a shit about the MIZ. I'd rather watch The Wiz. But fuck, I don't give a shit about... Okay, the MIZ, I would give credit to this. He's better than Ted DiBiase Jr. I will give credit. And obviously, he did something because he was in the Marine 4, 5, and 6. And before I go on, it's directed by Scott Wiper, the guy who did The Condemned, a film that could wipe my ass. The Condemned, I know a lot of people like that Stone Cold Steve Austin film. I think that's a terrible version of The Running Man with Arnold and Battle Royale and many other films where it tries to be very preachy, which doesn't fit its tone that's trying to have at the end of the film, where what you're watching is bad. And I'm like, well, you're making it seem as if it's bad to watch action movies as well. That's like the way you're making the message be interpreted. It's a really stupid message. I get what you're saying about, I don't know, it was done poorly. The director's not that good of a director. It's a terrible script. Steve Austin, he's much better than that role, because that role didn't give him much to work with. And the way it was directed with all the shaky cam shit, I don't understand this director's... Why is this director fascinated with shaky cam? Why were so many people fascinated with shaky cam? Because they love, I guess, Saving Private Ryan and other stuff, so they figured this is more visceral. No, it's more confusing and migraine-inducing. So Sky Wiper, he could wipe my ass too. Wax on, fuck off. So the Marine 3 Homefront, which I don't like Homefront with Jason Statham, but I would say that's even better than this. Granted, that's a movie where Jason Statham's cat is kidnapped by, I think, James Franco or his goons, but still, I don't like Homefront, but I would rather watch that than this. Because this is... The kindest word you could say about this film is maybe you could consider it average. But for me, I'm like, there's so many action films, even of the direct-to-video market. Drive with Martha Costas, Broken Fist, aka Broken Path with Johnny Yong Bosch. Watch the one on YouTube, because the one on Tubi is edited. Jeff Wincott did films like Last Man Standing, and Gary Daniels was in films like Riot. Jeff Wincott was in films like Deadly Outbreak and Land of the Free and Zero Tolerance with Robert Patrick. I mean, there's so many others. Blood and Bone with Michael Jai White. Scott Adkins, Accident Man, One Shot, Ninja, Shadow of a Tear, Undisputed 2, Undisputed 3. Even Van Damme with 6 Bullets or Wake of Death or The Order. Dolph Lundgren, Command Performance, which that had some shaky, but there was more entertainment to be had in that film. He's a fucking drummer of a rock band. He kills someone with, like, taking his fucking drumsticks and jamming in someone's neck. Dying's easy. Rock and roll is hard. That one line alone is there. See, this is one of those films that has no memorable lines of dialogue. There's no cool one-liners. The villain is Neil McDonough, that actor, who is also in Walking Tall with The Rock. He was the villain in that. I swear, 9 times out of 10, when I see him in a movie, I think the movie's going to suck. An exception, Captain America: The First Avenger. But he was in Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li, or as we call Street Fighter: The Legend of Cum-Li. He was in 88 Minutes with Al Pacino, one of Al Pacino's most disappointing films. He was in, and yeah, in the Chun-Li one, he was Bison. He's in this one. He's in the Hitcher remake. He's the bad guy here. So before I go on, the opening of the film is a fucking recruitment video for the Marines. Drivers, how awesome it is to be in the Marines. I don't want to join the Marines. Okay? Stop with your recruitment shit. Can we move on to the story? So the MIZ, he returns home to Bridgeton, Washington. I don't know if this is true, but I don't think Bridgeton actually exists. Because I tried to look it up. I could not find Bridgeton, Washington. That maybe I just couldn't find it, but that might be a made-up town. So he returns home, and he has 2 sisters. His best buddy is the police chief. And he's trying to get a handle of being at home. He's a bit overprotective of the 2 sisters, and they don't like that. Meanwhile, this bank heist happens, where it tries to be the Dark Knight, but not really, with the bank heist. And Neil McDonough, him and his buddies burn the money because we take what we need. So they're kind of anarchists, or they're fighting the system because they're against the rich people, against the fat cats, so to speak. Whereas they screw that over because later on they're willing to kill innocent, regular people as well. So I'm like, well, which is it? So hypocritical. They're full of shit with their message. Like a lot of people are, to be fair. So while that happens, the MIZ is at a bar. One of his buddies bumps into someone, and so that someone beats that guy up. The MIZ tries to calm the situation down. The guy tries to take a swing at him. He defends himself. And to be fair, the MIZ, okay, I'll be honest. I do think the way he acted in this, for what little he was given, I could take him over John Cena, and I could definitely take him over Ted DiBiase Jr. Just with a better director, better script, I could see him making some things work. To be fair. And when the fight scene happens, he handles himself pretty quick, slams the guy's head against the bar. Little scene, but it was nice. It was quick. Nice reflexes. But then everybody blames him. I'm like, why are you blaming him? He defended himself. He did nothing wrong. And no one's sticking up for him. Even the one buddy who got hurt's like, what'd you do? I'm like, you're the one who fucking bumped in this guy, acted like an asshole. You're the one who started trouble. You're the one that got hit. I guess I should just allow my face to get smashed like yours. Maybe then I lose brain cells and be almost as smart as you. Even his buddy, the police chief's like, you started trouble? I'm like, yeah, God forbid I defend myself in a bar. I guess again, in this town, if someone comes at you with a knife, get stabbed. I guess that's the fucking rule of this. Folks mad at him because he defended himself. Okay. If you want us to feel that the hero is underdog, rooting for him, okay, I guess that's a way to do it, but it just makes everyone else look like a fucking idiot. So eventually, one of the sisters goes out with her boyfriend, and they talk about, the typical, we want to leave this town. Meanwhile, Neil McDonough and these others are having this deal with this guy. The guy who they're dealing with, I swear he tries to sound like Matthew McConaughey. Hello, hello, hello. He doesn't repeat, but it's like, hello there. How's it going? Okay, we're going to do this deal here. I was ready for him to say, all right, all right, all right. Like, he's really trying to be like Matthew McConaughey, but failing. He wants more money. Nimba Dunn don't like that. They kill the guy. Miz's sister and her boyfriend see this. Eventually they get caught, kidnapped, taken for ransom. Or hostages, I should say. Before they are caught, the sister called the other sister, and then she tells the Miz. He tries to help out. He's looking around. He finds a guy, and then a guy puts a gun to him. He does his turn to take the guy's gun out from behind. And the way this is edited, like this jumpy editing shit, where it's like, poo, then poo, then poo, then poo, then poo, then poo. It got needlessly confusing. It was needlessly confusing as to what the fuck was going on. I don't know, it's like they think that if they do all this jump cut editing, I swear, please, I swear you will be exhilarated. I swear you'll be excited because we have a lot of movement of the editing. I'm like, make the content worth the shit. Not your editing, jack shit. So eventually he kills the two people there. He looks around some more. He comes across some people, and they're the FBI. So the FBI gives him the 411 and who Neil McDonough and his group are. Some about his family getting fucked over by these rich people and him wanting revenge on that. And like the way they're building it up. And then when Neil McDonough talks to Mrs. Sister about how I just want to be heard. I want to fight against the super rich who do nothing for people out there. You kind of get his rationale and you're sitting there going, is he really the bad guy? Like, so far, what he's saying, I think people could root for him. Like, he's not really saying you kind of get his point of view. But I guess they do that because later on, well, no, we're going to blow up this place and we're going to kill some innocent people along with it too. Like just collateral damage. So, yep, now he's the bad guy. Anyway, I don't know if Scott Wiper was trying to do The Rock with this part. I'm talking about the Michael Bay film. You know how in that film you have Michael Biehn's group, and then the group kills that group. Kind of here, but it's the FBI like SWAT team, and they get killed by Neil McDonough and his team. Great, other movies have done that. They send the team out, they get wiped out. The FBI SWAT guys, these guys, did you do any training whatsoever? You guys all got killed pretty fucking easily. I don't know if they even took a bad guy down. Maybe they should put them down with their mouths on their dicks. Maybe that would have worked out better for them because they couldn't do it with their bullets. What happens next is the Miz, he's like, I gotta go get my sister. No, you can't. My sister's in there. Argues with the FBI. They tell the police chief, get this guy out of there. Police chief brings him out, but then eventually lets him go. Because they're buddies. So the Miz goes in. And it's pretty much the bad guy's place are in this, I guess, kind of a boat that's on land, like this giant boat. And that's where a good chunk of the action takes place in. Now, I will put this above the Marine 2 simply for the fact that the Miz technically is a better actor than Ted DiBiase Jr. There's a couple better kills in terms of there's one where he kills a guy by stabbing him with a rebar, impaling him with it. I didn't mind that. he shoots a couple guys and eventually gets to this fight, which was a pretty decent fight. Not a bad hand-to-hand fight. Where they're going back and forth, crashing through stuff. Eventually the Miz fucks him up with a wrench. Where first up gets his wrist and kind of lifts him up and does a slam on him, like a choke slam. And then just bashes his head in with the wrench. It's funny, the guy then shoots at him point blank range and misses all the bullets. Like, imagine the Miz is here. The guy's here and somehow misses him, then goes to the ground, shoots, misses most of it, and then finally gets a few hits on that guy. But what's funny is when the Miz goes to find his sister, that guy apparently Miz missed and didn't kill him, just wounded him, and then knocks out the Miz, and then the Miz is caught. Eventually, in Madonna, we found his plan. He's going to kill some rich 20 fat cats, rich people. But some workers are going to die as well. His building's going to blow up. So much for him working for the common man. The bad guys leave with Miz's sister. Miz is left behind with the bad guy, of course. Just like in the Marine 2. The bad guys leave. They don't just kill the guy. Well, I just buy this, to be fair, they beat him up and assumed he was dead. I don't know why they don't just put a bullet in his head or take his pulse. Yep, he's alive. No. They gotta do stupid shit to make the plot go. Then eventually the Miz's sister, her boyfriend, comes in and saves the Miz. Just like Mark Rooker saved the lead guy in the second movie. Rinse and repeat, I guess. Your Marine has to go save a loved one from the bad guys, which was the Marine 1, his wife, Marine 2, his wife, Marine 3, his sister. I would not be surprised one of these movies is the daughter, or something like that. Anyway. If not, oh well. Maybe it'll be a fucking reboot in the Marine. I don't know, it'd be Cody Rhodes going after someone who kidnapped his daughter. I don't know. The Marine Retribution. What the fuck? I also love how the bad guys just leave the blueprints behind. They don't burn the shit. They don't destroy the evidence. They just leave the blueprints behind. So when the Miz and the sister's boyfriend, they see the stuff, they're able to know everything that's going to happen. And thankfully there's a moped, like or a motorcycle with fuel in it, and he drives the fucking thing. Eventually the cops get to the bad guys. There's only, I don't know, 2-3 bad guys left, including Neil Madonna. A little bit of a shootout. Neil Madonna takes the girl, the sister. Miz gets there and there's a standoff. And the Miz wants to have like a draw, which for some reason Neil Madonna does. I'm sure I say some reason, it's supposed to be something about his psyche, whatever the fuck. So they do their draw, and then the Miz shoots him. There's the bomb. He's in a car, whatever. The Miz drives a car, flips the car, not on purpose, but flips the car, gets out, it blows up. He's fine. He hugs his two sisters. This shitty, wannabe patriotic song plays. Look at that town there. Look at the there town there. You know, whatever the fuck the song is. America the beautiful. It's all sort of wonderful. The Marine. What the fuck the song was? I don't remember. During the 7.5 minutes of credits. 7.5 minutes of credits this movie had to have. And just like the heavy editing at times, the plot being nothing special, The shootout scenes, nothing special. Hand-to-hand fights, there's the little brief bit of the bar, and then there's one bit where he tells the guy with the wrench. I don't know, again, why is it that so many of these movies with these wrestlers, they don't hone in on the fact that you have a wrestler? That means he's going to be good doing a choreographed fight scene, because that's what they do day in and day out, is choreographed fight scenes. And I don't say wrestling's fake, but it's choreographed fight scenes. Like, they know how to do that. That's their bread and butter. If I had a wrestler starring in a movie, I want to incorporate as much of that shit as possible, because that's their bread and butter. Get some suplexes, get some fucking drop kick, get some shit in there. But they don't want to do that in so many of these fucking movies. I don't understand. Roddy Piper, at least he had the They Live. John Carpenter knew. So they had that great fight scene in They Live. The punches, and even had like a little suplex, and one of the great fight scenes in movies, They Live. The best movie that features a wrestler. Roddy Piper. Love Roddy Piper. I miss Roddy Piper. His films, Jungle Ground, Last to Surrender, Hell Comes to Frogtown even. What was the one? Back in Action is okay. Tough and Deli. Those two films he did with Billy Blanks. Those are fun. Those are just way better and more entertaining to me than this. With a better use. Back in Action, they could have used Roddy Piper more. Tough and Deli, I quite like. But those are all better than this movie. Is this the worst movie ever? No, it's better than the second film because the lead is a bit better. Compared with the first one, I don't know, because I don't like the first one either. The first one definitely had more of the gloss because it's a bigger budget production. But I do think the Miz seems like a better lead than John Cena, that is. I wouldn't say he's a great lead. He's not really given a whole lot to work with, to be honest, in this. But I don't know, all three of these sucked so far for different reasons. Well, some different, some the same. Like I said, at best you may call this film average. At best. But yeah, just the shaky cam stuff, and I'm not big on Neil Madonna. He's one of those guys I see as a villain. I go, really? Yeah, I wasn't a fan of this. It's just typical, nothing special, nothing unique. Been there, done that. Hell, best of the best 3. Best of the best 2. Best of the best 1. There's just so many other action films out there that you could watch with your time and delve into that offers more than this. Lorenzo Lamas, Bad Blood, the Snake Eater trilogy. Tons more. The Miz I never gave a shit about as a wrestler. Maybe that also didn't help. As an actor, I've seen much worse. Ted DiBiase Jr., man, he was fucking abysmal in the second film. This, though, forgettable. Good way to put it, very forgettable. Take that for what you will. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye for now.